Hot 104.1, The Source. Memphis' newest Southern Soul and R&B station. I'm Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Memphis. Tate Jones on the microphone. And oh, we got a good show for you today. You better go tell a friend to tell another friend that Tate Jones is on the microphone. And tell a friend that, you know what? We got a legend, some legends in the building. So we'll be right back after these commercial messages with our special guest for today on the Tate Jones Show. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Memphis. Tate Jones on the microphone. We'd like to welcome everybody out to the Tate Jones Show today. I was expecting one legend, but we ended up with two. So let me go ahead and introduce my special guest today. We got Mr. A. A lot of folks may know him, Mr. A. He has been throwing blues shows in this area for probably at least 40 years or more.
47.
47 years. And then our special guest, Miss Cody. That was a surprise on me, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all get ready. We're about to get into the Tate Jones Show right here on Power 104.1, The Source. Memphis' newest home for Southern Soul, blues, and R&B. And also we're Memphis' #1 Southern Soul and R&B station right here. Everybody, give a big hand clap for Mr. A and Mrs. Cody. How y'all doing today?
Fine.
Oh, we fine. Oh, yeah, we ready.
Oh, yeah. So, Mr. A,
Yes, sir.
you've been throwing blues shows for a while. I know you got a birthday badge coming up, and we'll talk about that a little later. But something on the commercial that really grabbed my attention. You said, I don't play the blues. I am the blues. So tell us a little bit about that.
That's right. I don't play the blues. I don't sing the blues. I am the blues. I've been at this for a long time, and I started back in the cotton field, dark corner, years ago. And I ran off and joined the Army. And I took the blues there. They was in the Army always asking me, hey, why you playing the blues? B.B. King, Bobby Blue Band, all of them. Told them I can't hear nothing but the blues. That's me.
Tell us about what time period was that? What years was that? Roughly.
You talking about 1978, around that area.
About 1978?
78, around somewhere around that area.
Okay.
I've been at it ever since.
You've been at it ever since. You know what? Speaking of that era, I don't know what date or what year it was. I know it was in the 70s. But I like going back and watching those old 70s films. You know,
Yes,
I
sir.
love that music from that era.
Yes, sir.
And I cannot think of the name of it. There was one movie you may remember, and Johnny Taylor was like the star. It was like a club. I think they was in New York, or they might have been in Chicago. But Johnny Taylor was the star of that movie, and I'm like, I never know Johnny Taylor to actually be in a movie like that. Do you remember that?
I think he was in one movie.
And that may be it.
I can't think of the name of it, but it was in Chicago. I know that.
Okay.
In that Chicago area. And I think, I want to get it right. I think Mr. Lee had something to do with that.
Okay.
Up there. But been a long time.
Been a long time.
Long time. That's correct.
So now what branch of the military you with? You said Army?
Army, yes.
Army, okay.
Army.
Now you originally from Memphis, Mississippi,
No,
Arkansas?
I'm originally from Mississippi.
Mississippi in the house.
That's how they call Dog Corner down there.
Dark Corner, Mississippi. So what's it called today? What is it?
Yeah, it's still called Dog Corner. They just change the little name to Nesby sometimes.
Okay.
But it's still Dog Corner.
So that's really a suburb of Memphis.
Right.
That's not too far outside of Memphis.
And the little area down there that we used to live on was called the Lane. Only 3 families were living down that area. That was Mr. Ed Hedges, Miss Irene, Uncle Tom, Miss Dresser, and my dad and mama, Mr. James Armstead and Emma Armstead. And we all took care of each other. But it was hard for us to get off that plantation.
Okay.
If I tell you, we worked day and night in the field, plowing mules and stuff. But when the day was over, we didn't play nothing but the blues.
Nothing but the blues.
I can't feel nothing but the blues.
Nothing but the blues.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what? They got a new movie that's out right now. I hadn't seen it yet. It's
Right.
called Sinner. I think Michael B. Jordan is the star of it.
Okay.
And I was told that it has written is what's the gentleman that supposedly met the devil at the crossroads?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And I can't think his name for nothing.
Soul is Soul.
Soul is Soul.
Uh,
I could not think of his name for nothing. I was just talking about this to a couple of friends the other day. And they said they considered the guy couldn't play the guitar for nothing, but he better. They said it actually was in Mounds Bayou, Mississippi.
sold his soul to the devil.
Sold his soul to the devil.
And learned to play. And they gave him learn to play.
Right.
I can't think of his name, but it come to me before it's over with. I do know it.
I know
At the crossroads.
the crossroads, right?
That's
It was
what
his
he said.
crossroads. And I'm a big movie watcher, and since I've been in this radio business, I've really been watching a lot of movies that are biopics. I actually watched a documentary about the Stax Records and everything they went through. But the movie that's coming into my mind right now is Cadillac Records.
Now that was it.
That was it. And for everyone that don't know, Cadillac Records, that was the name of the movie.
That's it.
But the actual name of the record label was Chess Records.
That's correct.
And they had a lot of stars on there. But there's one living legend today that was on that record label that wasn't on the movie. So I don't know if he just wasn't in that era. I don't know. But who I'm talking about is Bobby Rush.
Yes, sir.
He was on Chess Records at one point.
Yes, sir.
But all the entertainers and legends that they portrayed on that movie, no one played Bobby Rush on there.
Well, Bobby been around for a long time.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you that now, for a long time. And me and Bobby's best of friends.
Okay.
I can tell you that now. I can call him anytime. We're best of friends. But Bobby been out there for a long time, and he one of the best.
I agree.
I can tell you that. But no, they didn't haven't playing that much.
Right.
But I put Bobby on the show years and years ago, and I tell you, he's a great guy to work with.
Well, I can attest to that because for the first time myself, I put him on my second annual New Year's Eve ball down in Jackson, Tennessee, and no one knew he was coming.
Right.
It was a total surprise because Jazzy A, who had danced with him many years.
I call her the old hen.
The old hen, that's right. She was retiring last year at my New Year's Eve party, so she hosted the event for me, and it was her retirement party, so I surprised her.
She hosted my last, I think it was my last birthday party.
Really?
Yeah. I talk to her all the time. I talk to her all the time.
That's all right there. And, Bobby told me, he said, she don't know about it. She's going to cry. She's going to cry on stage. And so we between sets, I said, Jazzy, I just want you to stand right here for 1 minute. And then, I just gave his introduction. I said, full-time Grammy Award winner, 91 years old, and this man is still performing. Jackson, West Tennessee, y'all better step on your feet right now. But Mr. Bobby Rush, crowd went crazy. Crowd was crazy. And one thing he said to me that kind of stuck with me, he said, Tate Jones, keep the blues alive. He said, I know you got this new radio station going. Keep the blues alive. And then he was talking about rap. He said, I'm the father of all that. He said, if it wasn't me, it wouldn't be no 50 cents and everything. And he busted a rap right there on stage for everybody and proved his point.
He do that now.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He's still one of my favorites. I'll tell you that. Bobby Rush don't change. He's the same everywhere he go. And I'll just leave it like that. He knows.
That's right. That was my first time really getting that acquainted with him. But, after he left and did his thing, all the young folks were just backstage, just gravitating around him. They just loved him. And because when he came in, of course, he had the head on, and I put him way up because it was going to be a surprise.
Right.
And when I went to get him, he was really excited. He said, man, I really like this new young talent that we got now. And I said, well, that really feels good to me for me put you in this position where you sit up high and look down low at them artists. And believe me, they would love to hear you saying that coming from a living legend like that.
Right, because some of the old singer, they kind of put sometime the new singer down.
Right.
But Bobby Rush would tell you to do what you do.
Do what you do.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. That's
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But like I say, you know, I can feel it everywhere I go. I feel the blues everywhere I go, and they can, any kind of music can come out, but blues ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
No. We live the blues, see. When your kids go to jail, people get in trouble, people die, the blues is still there.
It's still there. I definitely agree with you. When I explain to people that, they say, you got a blues station? I said, yeah, I really got a Southern soul, but when I try to explain to them, I say, okay, I'm in my 50s right now, so the rap that I grew up on is not the rap of today.
That's correct.
So I tell people that Southern soul is a derivative, a child of blues. Because a lot of the greats, outside of Bobby Rush, but a lot of the greats have went on to glory.
That's correct.
So the younger guys are coming in, younger girls are coming in, and they're putting their own kind of twist on it. You still have some of that traditional blues, but they're having more of a R&B type sound to it, and that's making a good fusion right now.
It is. They doing a good job, a great job. But I want them to remember, all the songs they put out is coming from the old.
That's it.
They just take them and mix them and change the name. But these guys done laid down for us.
Right.
And they need to keep it up. I'm happy for them. I want them to keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it going. Because it tells a story.
It does.
It tells what some of us been, why our grandparents been, and how hard it took us to get here. See, and I'm so proud of you because a lot of times we used to have to drive to promote our show. We didn't have all this.
Right.
And didn't have phone to call when I stopped. and when you get to the place down there, after you get to promoting the place, you didn't have nowhere to sleep because past of the time they wouldn't let you get in no hotel. So these are things, you have to sleep in your car.
Man.
Police come out and run you off. But we still here, and the blues still carrying on.
It's so fun. Again, I'm the movie guy.
Yes, sir.
So in Cadillac Records,
Yes, sir.
they showed Chuck Berry.
Yes, sir.
He was sleeping in his red Cadillac. They said, you know, the guy that was narrating the movie, I think it was Cedric Entertainer. Can't remember what role he actually was playing, the writer.
Right.
But he was saying, you know, they wouldn't let them come in the hotels, and he said Chuck Berry wouldn't give them a dime of his money. He was sleeping in his car, just like what you just said.
That's correct. That's correct. I remember something that's so good. I gave a show down there on the other side of Alabama down there. And let me go and see it. And I had to pay. So I went to the gas station. Told me no. I went out in the woods. And I'm out there peeing. And all of a sudden, the crossing lit up everywhere.
Oh, my.
And I was in the middle of the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, wow.
And didn't even know it. I was in the military. I ran and jumped in the van and took off. And they went to shoot.
Oh, man.
Took off. Yes, sir. Took off. And when I got up out, I went to the gas station. I told the guy up there, he said, well, boy, if I were you, I'd keep going. And I got him up the road, y'all.
I bet you did.
I got him up the road.
Well, speaking of that, can you remember when and where was your very first blues show that you promoted?
It probably would be Dog Corner, Jesse Master. I gave a show down there years ago when they first started out. And the rest of the shows I gave, I think it was with Jesse Dawson and Preacher Man.
Preacher Man.
Didn't have nothing but we didn't have no drums or no nothing, couldn't afford one.
Right.
Jesse Dawson had an old keyboard. And we turned Mississippi down. And I'll tell you what, it was also down Matty B's.
Matty B's, okay.
All down that area I gave shows first time. And then
Now, is that Mississippi or Alabama?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay.
Mississippi. Then I left and ran off and went in the Army.
Okay.
I ran off it with her. I marked my mama's name down there, X, as you can read. I had to go. I had to get away from here. I wasn't flying on me no more.
Right, I understand.
I took off. So I've been giving them ever since.
So what experience do you think that the Army played in your life for us where you are today?
Well, I probably would have been dead because the thing is, it was rough down here, and I had the motion that I wasn't gonna take no stuff, and I wasn't gonna apply no meals no more. So I would have been in trouble, probably dead. So I went in the military, and they turned me around, decently got me good, and I went to giving shows over there.
Oh, really?
And I took people to German and everywhere.
Oh, that's
and I've been at it ever since. Ever since.
Now, could you get? I know you've been doing it a long time. Do you have? I know you said Bob Rush is one of your favorite. Can you give us some more artists that you can think of?
I had Bobby Blue Bland. I know all of them. You name it. You name some, I can tell you who they are. I had all of them. I had Lee Shot William, Buddy Hayes.
What about Tyrone Davis?
Tyrone Davis. Hell, I got Tyrone Davis out of jail.
That's probably a story for another day.
Yeah, we did that the other day. Yeah, all of them. Johnny Taylor, Pete. You know, I know Pete well. Me and his son still call me. TJ called me now. I done had all of them. Denise Sale, Gary, all of them. I drank your bath, Olive Nightingale. Oh, there's so many. Bill Cody.
Yes,
you name them. I done had.
Peggy.
Yes, Peggy Scott. I done had all of them.
I believe it. You know, I'm a son of Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay.
So you know, I know about the blues because you had the late great Superwolf there, and you had the black
Yes, sir.
So you know, Bill Cody. It seemed like I used to. I didn't know him because I was younger then, but I used to hear his name all the time on Kicks 96
Yes, sir.
down there in Jackson. So that's kind of where I got my upbringing from in the blues side, because back then I was a younger guy, and when I got in college, I came back to Jackson because Mr. Wolf was having those blues shows,
Right.
and I was taking pictures for him.
Right.
So in 2023, at the Jackson Carl Perkins Civic Center, I threw my first blues and comedy event there, and it was just a breath of fresh air to me. I felt so special because I remember growing up, I was the vendor taking pictures.
Right.
Now I did a total 360, and I'm the promoter giving the show.
There you go.
And so that put a bright light on me, and I said, you know what? I think I can continue to do this.
There you go.
You was there when I was the Denise Floyd manager.
She was.
Right.
She was. But for all these singers out here, remember this: if you is booked by Mr. A and come to my show on the inside, if y'all show up with a T-shirt on, tennis shoes, look like you just got out of the bed, I ain't gonna pay you.
Oh my.
Older school, older time, people used to dress to come out. See, it takes so much. It takes so much to give a show.
Right.
It really does. When a man get ready to come out, bring his woman, he got to get her hair fixed, her toes done, give her some money, get a new outfit. And then some of this singer, some of them, I ain't saying all of them, some of them, they show up with a T-shirt on like they just got out of bed. Okay, that's disrespect to the promoter and the people that pay their money. We don't mind paying them, but just come and put on a good show. Because I'm going to say it, I mean, I'm going to say it, I'll say it. And some of them, you pay $5,000, $6,000. They come up and get on the show for 15 minutes and take off. Well, you making more money than the president makes. In the older days, they used to come on there and sing for 35 minutes, 40 minutes, take a break and come back and sing again. Now we got to put 3 or 4 acts on the show because they only gonna sing 15 minutes or something and take off.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes, sir.
I am so happy you said it because one of my favorites right now, and she's been in the game a long time, is Sheba.
I'm Sheba
Potts, right?
I'm Sheba Godfather. Me and her daddy came up together.
And see, I tell everybody, I say, I like Sheba.
She put on a hell of a show.
And I tell them the reason I like Sheba because she's from old school. She have background singers.
That's correct.
She have dancers.
That's correct.
And they be coordinated with their clothing.
Yes, sir. They
And
do
the
that.
band be coordinated with them as well.
Yes, sir.
I said, they give us good show. I mean, they got a dance routine they got together. She come out. And I tell a lot of the younger, artists now, I said, hey, when you come, I noticed that your band member, they just had joggers and stuff on. I said, I don't care for that too much.
Yeah.
But you might have to clarify that, like you say, on the front end.
Oh, I do. But Sheba, people, and her have their stuff together.
Yeah.
When they come in. And her manager, Mark, he got it together.
Yeah.
And they show be on time and right. They don't be late. They be on time. They put on a hell of a show. You get someone walking up real late, walking down, and I get all that straight with me. I heard people complain the other day about this and that, but something I get straight when I book a show. I ask them, how many people you got in your band? How many singers you got? I do that for a reason, because see, a lot of them show up and bring 10 other people with them and want to get in and free. But if you getting paid to do a show, paid, think about the promoter.
Right.
He got to do sound. He got to get everything. So, in half of the place they got in Memphis here, the place they got don't even hold 200 people.
Right.
But when you pay somebody $5,000 or $6,000 and then put another spot on the show to open up for, pay for security, the promoter ain't got no money. So please don't bring 10, 15 other people and ask them to get in free. You want to get paid just like they get paid.
Right.
Now I'm gonna keep it real. I'm kind of getting a little old. I walk all been old, but I'm straight as a nail.
I like that. I think they might have got that from young kids, because, the young rappers, they'll bring about 40, 50 people with them,
And want all of them to get in free.
Yeah, exactly.
But think about the promoter. We in this with you.
Mm-hmm.
We in this with them. There's a lot of things going on here not right, which we gonna get right. No promoter around here is in the Hall of Fame. None of them. Been there for years.
Wow.
It wouldn't be no singer if it wasn't for promoter.
That's true.
We put our money first.
Yeah.
And a lot of time I left and went home and had to eat a mayonnaise sandwich. But they, you understand what I'm saying? I tell you like it is. I'm just saying, hey, I don't play the blues. I don't sing the blues. I am the blues.
He is the blues. Y'all heard
Get that right.
I'll tell you what, well, right now we're finna take a little commercial break, but we'll be back with more Mr. A and Miss Cody after these messages.
You don't want me to tell that.
Well, yeah, you tell them right. You tell them the truth.
Tell it.
When I started out doing, when I first started out doing the blues, I was at church.
I really?
And I was the secretary of Sunday school, and everybody came in because that was the time when they were serving food outside.
Right.
And the piano was on the inside. And I was in there saying, dun, 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 I don't want much.
Just a little
I
bit.
just want a little bit, Dad. My dad said, yeah, and I got your little bit. Told my tail and pulled me down out of that cross stand. Boy, it wasn't nobody in the church. Everybody was out, and they was eating lunch. We had dinner on the ground.
Right.
And there wasn't nobody in there, so I said, you don't want much. My dad said, yeah. How much?
I need something like that to put up in my place there. One of them pictures like he got 104.5 or 104.1. I'm gonna put one up in my place there. I'm proud of it. I want to do good.
Yeah.
Talking to that mic, Miss Cody, let me see how you say it.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you. I don't have a third set of headphones, but we got
Oh,
you.
that's okay. That's okay. I just came out, was just trying to find out where the place were.
My son has done that beat bumping. That's my thing.
I like that.
Good beat.
And this is Tate Jones on the microphone, and we're back for the Tate Jones Show. We got more of Mr. A and Mrs. Cody. We got her mic now, so you're going to hear some interesting facts about Miss Cody as well. So, Miss Cody, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick to everybody that may not know you.
My name is Anna Cody. I am Bill's widow. I came from Arkansas. I was raised up in Arkansas, but I moved to Michigan when I was 19. And far as the blues, I started out in church, and my dad told me, he said I was in there, everybody was eating on the ground, you know, and I wasn't the one in the church but me at the time, the piano, and I got there, I said, I don't want much, just want a little bit. My dad said, yeah, I got you a little bit. But anyway, we started doing gospel first, and then I started doing blues. I was really doing both of them, but I let the guy in Michigan handle the gospel, and I started handling the blues, and that was back in 1978 and 79.
Okay.
I was A&N production, and I was giving shows. I did. I was the first one brought Willie Clayton to Flint, Michigan, and I had Denise, Bobby Bland, everybody, you know. So I did them all, you know. So then, when I married Bill Cody, and I said, I believe I go up there and started promoting shows up there, and they tell me, oh no, you can't do it. I said, what you bet? And I started, you know, I'm the type of person, don't tell me what I can't do. I can show you what I can do.
All right now.
And so, and Bill said, I don't know about that. I said, just watch and see. So I started promoting shows, but at first I was A&M production, I was a promoter. And then I started to, Denise, I was working, and Denise said, when is you gonna retire? I said, I don't know, I got 31 years in now at GM. So she said, well, I want you to go on and retire and be down here serving so you can be my road manager.
Okay.
So that's how I started being Denise road manager. I retired on a Friday and left that Friday night, and I started being a road manager that Saturday.
And the rest is history.
And the rest.
Now she owns a Cody record.
Cody Records.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that Cody Records.
Well, Cody Records, I started out, and I said the people seem like they don't have. I had Bill first. Then I started doing Karen. I did Karen Wolf. I had Terry Wright. I had Andre Lee, and I had you know, I said I was speaking.
James Smith.
James Smith was he was from Michigan, and then there was
Lomac.
Lomac.
Okay.
And then the other guy, I can't. It's been so long, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Willie White. Willie.
Well, now I got
Right.
Willie White,
And JoJo Murray.
JoJo Murray, Jewel Jones, and B.B. Queen.
B.B. Queen?
She played guitar.
Okay.
And you got my little boy that's sang on James Brown movie. What's his name?
Who?
They come down here to my show sometime. You bring with you.
Oh, Lil Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Lil Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm got now. I have to stop and think a little bit.
I understand. All these years, like I said, I just started really in 23, so I'm just 2 years in. But I know y'all got plenty of years, plenty of memories. You had to really research and be like, okay, what year was that?
Yeah. But anyway, I enjoy now that I'm traveling with JoJo Murray, Willie White, Jewel Jones, B.B. Queen, and then Andre, Lomac, you know, I'm still there if
Right.
they want me to help them, you know.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
A lot of history right there.
Yeah, and
a lot of experience.
Jazzy A, when she started radio, she was saying, I can't do that. I said, yes, you can. You can do that. And so when I had a guy come out and take a picture of her behind the desk and everything. So And I said, see what you can do?
Oh yeah, because I want to say that when she was on here before she retired, I think I was station number 80 for syndication for her.
Oh, okay.
We used to have her here on on Saturdays from 8 to 12. She had a 4-hour show, and she did until she retired, which was New Year's Eve last year.
Yeah, they loved it in St. Louis. St. Louis, they was always calling, letting her know, you know, how they loved for her being on radio.
Oh yeah, I know. I went down to, I think last year, I went down to El Dorado, Arkansas, to Mr. Mike Productions, and I heard her on the radio. It was a Saturday. I'm like, oh, that's Jazzy right there.
Yeah, I'm originally from Harold, Arkansas.
Harold, Arkansas. Okay.
There's Hampton, Arkansas, and Harold is 18 miles from El Dorado.
18 miles. Okay, that was a nice little city right there.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mike had about 3-4 shows a year, real nice shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I became friends with him because I just been traveling the road trying to meet these other promoters, just to get a correlation with them, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, I know things have changed and you guys were started. You know, have a lot of younger, you know, artists out here now, and you know, some of the younger artists, I would say, to me, it seemed like it transitioned over from like maybe the hip hop arena, and sometimes they ask for an exorbitant amount of money,
Right.
but they can't get the butts in the seat, as we say.
That's mine too. That's mine. That's mine. I put that out. Mr. A put that out. When they asked me for how much money, I asked them, how much butt can you put in the seat?
Right.
You can get that when you want to get paid, put them butt in the seat. If you can't do it, you take what you can get. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. That's how I say it. And I'm straight as a nail, like I say. I'm straight as a nail.
All right, now, May the 9th. We got something coming up May the 9th. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about May the 9th.
Well, let me announce this first. I got a good CEO. Her name is Cassandra Soulchild. Used to sing with Jay Blackfoot.
Okay.
She part on the VIP Entertainment Center. And the manager is, Sharika.
All right.
And I'm telling you, they do me a good job. They work, they make sure everything is right. I got counsel now, I'm going through a little thing, but they work and make sure everything goes right. But this show coming up here, May the 9th, woo! Everybody need to be there. It's going down like never before. Mr. A gonna be in the house, my birthday. Everybody gonna be there. You need to be there. I got LJ said he coming to bring the house down, but he gonna show out.
I know he is.
And Carrie Wolf said he gonna have to bring it on. So it's gonna be a battle. And then I got, Joe Murray from the inside out. Huh?
Right.
I mean, they gonna cut up sideways. Then I got Pat Smooth. Oh, it's gonna be a show.
I bet it is.
It's gonna be a show. Everybody gonna be there. That's the place to be. And include the radio man here. He gonna be there. Huh?
Tate Jones on the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're actually running those ads right now. Just tell us a little bit about the time and everything. Where they can get tickets.
Well, the door gonna open at 7 o'clock. Show gonna start at 8. Tickets are all over Facebook everywhere. I got name on Facebook. You can call Mr. A 901-483-1602. I'll bring you your ticket. You can get them anywhere, anytime you want to. A regular ticket is $35. At the door is $45. VIP is $55. Get the tickets. Come on. We're going to turn it out. I may be able to get y'all radio guy here to MC that show for me. Maybe, maybe. He got to work a deal, you know what I'm talking about. But maybe.
Well, now, I saw something on the flyer about reservation of the table. So how does that work?
Well, regular table is $25 for a regular table.
Mm-hmm.
The VIP, if they buy individual ticket, 1 or 2, then they're going to be sending the VIP area. Okay. But if they buy 6 tickets or 7 tickets, they can get a whole VIP table. Okay. And the reason I put it like this to explain it, because I had a couple of people bought 2 tickets and come in there and want to sit at the VIP just by themselves on a table of 8. Well, I can't do that.
Right.
So I want to explain that. But any problem, call Mr. A. I'm gonna get it right for you. Cause I'm straight as a nail.
Straight as a nail. Y'all heard that. He's straight as a nail.
Walk all bent over, but I'm straight as a nail. And we gonna get it right.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I know I'm a new wave of promoters because what you just said kind of correlates with some older promoters that's been doing it for a while. Me personally, I don't like dealing with the physical tickets. But like you said, you'll bring them to them, they come get them anytime, you know, and that shows that's coming from the old school, you know, and I like that. Because I remember those signs. You remember them signs they used to put on the street signs and on the telephone poles?
That was the time. The yellow and what you call sign, we used to tack up there on the...
Before the internet was out there.
Yes, sir. But no internet. Matter of fact, they didn't even have cop phone.
Wow.
And that's what we were doing. And the little place up there off of Park, he used to sell tickets for me. I can't think of it now. That's it. You can sell tickets for me.
Right.
That's a long time. Half of the people don't even know what I'm talking about.
See, in Michigan, I used to put my posters up on the telephone poles. They got to what the mayor had started complaining. So what I would do, I would go to the lumber company and have them to cut me some sticks and staple them on there and stick them in the ground.
But that's all we had.
Yeah.
They posted and different things. Now you pay people to go put them out everywhere.
Right.
And now they don't stop that. They don't want you to put them on no poles.
That's true.
But in Mississippi, you still let you do it. They can put them on the poles. You can put them in people. They let you put them in the window and everywhere. Mississippi ain't gonna never change, baby. I'm in Memphis, but Mississippi is my home. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I still do that in Jackson. And there's certain restaurants I'll go to, and every time I have a show down there, I say, "Can I put the flyer in the window again?" Most of the restaurants they allow me to do it.
That's old school.
That's old school right there. What they call the street team.
That's it.
Get out there and pass them flyers out at the events. But I know now, with the internet and everything, a lot of folks rely on that. But you still, to really get them butts in the seat, you gotta get out there in them streets too.
Right.
Yeah,
you
but
want
it's
to get paid?
rough out there.
How much butt can you put in the seat? See, a lot of them coming there, can't put no butts in the seat, but they want to get paid. They got something to say. I'm like Bobby Rush. When Bobby Rush say, they were asking, I went to the show on Bobby Rush and the people was complaining. They had got a little hit song out, complaining about who going on first. Bobby Rush said, I don't mind going on first.
Yeah.
I go on and come back and sit down and enjoy you. But when Bobby Rush went on first and got through, when they came back out there, the third person got ready to go on the show, everybody was gone.
It was gone.
They come to see Bobby Rush. They would have been seen if they had got up there and sung.
Right.
That's true. And then a lot of things, on different things. Bobby Rush don't complain. He don't complain.
Right.
You can call him anytime. He don't complain.
That is true.
And he tell the young guy, keep doing what you're doing.
That's what he told me.
Doing what you're doing.
Because when I called him for Jazzy, he was in Chicago. Because this was close to New Year's Eve, right after Christmas, So he said, for Jazzy, I'll do it. So, we got him squared away. He had somebody drive him down to Memphis. I want to say he drove from Memphis to Jackson himself, because when he showed up, he was by himself. 91 years old, still doing it.
He down to earth. When I go see him sometime, different place, we go different place, I pull up there, he be sitting there, old pair of overalls, long little sit there, like a just regular bag. And he like that. That's what he do. And that's what I like. That's what the older people used to do. We used to all come together and help each other. And that's why I'm so trying to get these young folks to see that. Come together, don't mind helping each other.
Right.
And you'll go a long way.
Long way.
Long way. And don't forget, the older folks that you pushing back, they the one that got you here. Remember that.
Exactly.
They got you here.
I really appreciate that. Well, we can ready to wrap everything up. Before we get out of here, is there any closing remarks? Or do you have a Facebook page? I know you say you're old school, but do you have a Facebook page?
Oh, I got Facebook page, and all over, it's everywhere. Everybody know it.
Well, go ahead and give your handles where they can find you at.
Well, they can, if you want my what's it called? It's Mr. A Production 1960 at gmail.com. My if you go on Facebook looking for me, it's Herbert M-R-A, Armstead, A-R-M-S-T-E-A-D. And you got Mr. A right there. And if you want to find me anywhere else, I'm at 3270 Every Person Boulevard. I'm the owner of the VIP Entertainment Center on Every Person Boulevard. You got Mr. A. And I'll tell you the fact, I'll tell you the truth. Come and see me, I'm going to lay it down right for you.
Because you straight as a nail.
Like I say, I'm old. I walk crooked, but I'm straight as a
You
nail.
straight as a nail. So if everyone never knew what Mr. A stands for, you just heard it. Armstead.
Armstead.
Mr. A. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now. Tate Jones on the microphone. So we really appreciate y'all tuning in this week to the Tate Jones Show. Oh, this was a great show. Some legends in the house. So y'all continue to listen to Power 104.1, The Source, the new home of Southern Soul, Blues, and R&B. And we're out.
I ain't
All right.
show I'm doing in Michigan.
All
Fun,
right.